so we'll come sitting up nice and tall, feet flat on the floor, toes facing forward, hands relax on your thighs, palms down for a more grounded energy, palms up for a more open, receptive energy. And maybe you start to close the eyes or find a soft gaze. And just checking in with yourself here, coming back to your breath. And start to deepen your breath. Notice how your body accommodates each inhale and lets go of each exhalation. And then we'll take a moment here to come back to your intention, whether it was that one word, whether it's your intention for the day, your class, the week, whatever works for you at this time. Beautiful. Taking a couple more breaths here. We're going to get started with a reading today from Mark Nepo's The Book of Awakening. And this is titled Being Shaped by Others. It begins with a quote by Chuang Tzu. And I'll just preface this with saying that there's a couple of Chinese names in this, and I'm sure I have the pronunciation wrong. I will do my best. The whole world could praise Sung Jung Su, and it wouldn't make him exert himself. The whole world could condemn him, and it wouldn't make him mope. He drew a clear line between the internal and the external. These words were spoken by Chuang Tzu in the 4th century BC. I read them 15 years ago and taped them to my closet so I could be reminded not to let the opinion of others shape me. I have changed a great deal since then, what I do, where I live, who I am. Many things have come and gone. The closet to which Chuang Tzu's words were taped is holding someone else's clothes. But the words are in my heart, though I still struggle not to be shaped by what others think. This is at once the clearest of spiritual intents, and yet the hardest to stay true to. How to stay open to what others feel and not to what they think. We cannot live without being affected by others, but we are only real when we let truth and love shape us from within. Our want to be liked, our want to avoid conflict, our want to be understood, all these traits tease us away from taking the voice within seriously. Though the earth is touched by everything alive, it never stops turning around the fire at its center. And though we are touched by the stories of strangers and the far-off songs of birds lost in wind, we find our way by following the Spirit's voice at our center. Too much is lost in waiting for someone else to tell us that what moves us is real. And so, as you breathe, notice the ground beneath your feet and your chair supporting you, holding you up, steady. And breathing deeply as you feel the earth beneath you. It's still holding you up as it turns about its center. And start to feel how you are like the earth. And as you are turning inward, begin to feel the many things that hold you up. It could be a person, it could be yourself, it could be something, a place. And continue just focusing on your center, on your strength, on your inner calm. Beautiful. One more breath here. And then as you're ready, we'll start to blink the eyes open. All right, keeping the hands there on the knees. We're going to inhale as we round forward, exhale as we round back, moving into the spine before we come to a nice fluid flow. Moving in the opposite direction, nice big circles around the waist here, like you're scraping all the batter in a bowl. Beautiful. Come back to center as you're ready. Take a deep breath in, full breath out. Inhaling to slide the hands towards the hips, arching the back. Exhaling, hands to knees, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Inhaling as you arch. Exhaling as you round. Keep going. Moving with your breath. So your body and your breath get on the same page. With each inhale, we expand. And with each exhale, we release. Beautiful. Next time you come to that inhale position, we're going to pause here and just find a little bit of wiggle room here. So whatever the body is telling you, maybe you just wiggle side to side, maybe you get into the shoulders a little bit or the neck. Just finding that fluidity, finding that fluid movement there. Beautiful. And then we'll come back to that exhale position, rounding the spine. And same thing here, getting into that little bit of movement in this position. As you're ready, We'll come back up to center, nice and tall. Let's take a deep breath in, sweeping the arms all the way up overhead. Exhaling to float the arms back down. Deep breath in, stretching through the fingertips, reaching up. Exhaling back down. Beautiful. A few more at your own pace. Lifting up and then settling down. Beautiful. The next time you come to that inhale position, we're going to stay there, reaching up, and again, find that wiggle room. So maybe it's side to side here, getting into the side body. Maybe you just sway. Beautiful. On the next exhale, relax those arms down. We're going to bring the hands to the thighs, and then again, find that wiggle room. Beautiful. All right, let's take that right hand now. We're going to reach for the back of the chair, maybe your armrest, maybe the bottom of your chair or the chair back. The left hand is going to come to the opposite knee, inhaling to sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, begin to rotate and look back behind you. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. We're still here in this twist. Exhale, release a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen, reach up through the crown of the head. Exhale as you settle. Beautiful. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, we're going to unwind back to center. Beautiful. Inhaling to sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Exhaling, we're going to bring the hands together at the heart. And then we'll come over to the other side. Left hand finds the chair. Right hand comes to that left knee. Inhaling to look forward. And then exhale, we're going to look back behind us. Inhaling nice and tall. Exhaling, maybe you're deepening your twist. Be gentle here. Inhaling for length. Full exhale. Inhaling nice and tall. And then exhale, we're going to unwind, come back to center. Inhaling to sweep the arms all the way up. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Beautiful. We're going to bring our hands to our thighs. Inhaling to sit up nice and tall. Press the thighs away. Lengthen through the back of the neck. And then exhaling, hinging at the waist into a forward fold. We're not rounding the spine. Inhaling to press all the way back up. Press through your feet. Exhaling, leading with the heart. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling, find that forward fold. Beautiful. Pausing here in your forward fold, and we're going to just wiggle it out. So just find that little bit of room that you have here in this pose. Maybe you just shift side to side. Maybe you get into the shoulders. Maybe you move the head. We're here for one more breath. And then as you're ready, we're going to come all the way back upright. Inhaling to sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, we're going to twist over to the right. So one hand finds the chair, the other hand finds that knee, looking back behind you. And then we're going to find that wiggle room. Beautiful. One more breath here. And then slowly unwind back to center. Inhaling to sweep the arms all the way up. Exhaling, we're going to twist over to the left. Looking back, twisting, and then find that wiggle room. So we're finding that fluidity. We're being a little bit less rigid about our alignment here. Beautiful. As you're ready, unwind back to center. Nice work, everyone. All right, let's go ahead and start to wiggle the toes. Finding movement there in the toes. And then we're going to rock the feet forward and back. Beautiful. Let's extend one leg out at a time. You can keep your hands on your thighs, bring your hands to the armrest or to your hips. Beautiful. All right, we're going to keep that right leg extended. Draw a circle with your toes. And the other way. And then just point and flex. Beautiful. And then we're just going to wiggle that foot side to side, kind of like that windshield wiper movement. You'll notice that this echoes all the way up to the hip. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and bend that knee and hug the knee in towards the chest. Give it a little squeeze. And then we're going to rock that knee from side to side. Beautiful. Come back to center. Place that foot back on the ground. And then we're going to extend that left leg out in front. Draw a circle with your toes. And the other way. And point and flex. Beautiful. Now go ahead and windshield wiper here. And then we're going to bend the knee, squeeze the knee up and in towards the chest, and rock side to side. Beautiful. As you're ready, drop it back down to center. Make sure that your feet are even in the same lane of traffic there, sitting up nice and tall. Let's take a deep breath in, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhaling the hands to the heart. Deep breath in, reaching up, lengthening and lifting. Exhaling to the heart. Inhaling, reaching up. This time as you exhale, hands come to the heart. We're going to lift that right knee up. Inhale, drop the foot down, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart, left knee lifts. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right knee, other knee lifts. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, knee lifts. Beautiful. So we're alternating here. Inhaling up. Exhale, knee lifts. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, opposite knee. One more round on each side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach. And back down. Beautiful. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up. And then as you exhale, we're going to reach forward as we hinge at the waist, like you're reaching for the front of your room. And then see where your hands land. Maybe your fingertips land on the floor, the tops of your feet, your ankles, your shins, maybe your knees or your thighs. So we're here in this forward fold. Keep pressing through your feet so you have strong legs here. Press equally through all four corners of your feet. Beautiful. Take another breath here. And then as you're ready, we're going to slide the hands all the way back up the legs, coming all the way back upright. Great job, everyone. Inhale, we're going to sweep the arms all the way up. As you exhale, we're going to bring the hands over to the right side, looking back behind you, gentle twist. Inhale, reach the arms all the way back upright. Exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Inhaling, reaching up, lengthening. Exhaling to the right. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale to the left. One more round on each side. Inhaling to center. Exhaling to twist. Inhaling to center. And exhale. Beautiful. Reach both arms all the way up. Reach, reach, reach. As you exhale, we're going to bring the hands to the heart. Lift that right knee up. And then we're going to twist over to the right. Beautiful. Gently unwind. Come back to center. Reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come back to the heart as your left knee lifts and we're twisting to the left. Unwind back to center, arms reach up. Exhaling, twisting to the right, right knee lifts. Beautiful. Unwind to center, inhale, reaching. Exhale, we twist to the left as the left knee lifts. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, last round, twisting to the right. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling to the left. Great job, everyone. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, relax the arms down. Beautiful. Maybe bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Come back to just checking in with yourself. Maybe you feel a little bit of heat. Maybe your heart is beating a little faster. And just start to breathe deeply. One more breath here. Beautiful. Starting to blink the eyes open, the hands can come back to the thighs. We're going to go ahead and heel toe the feet wider than hip distance, maybe as wide as your chair with the toes turned out and the heels in. All right, getting a little bit more into the side body. Let's inhale to sweep the right arm all the way up overhead. Big reach. Exhaling back to center. Inhaling to sweep up. Use those fingertips to find length. Exhaling to center. Last one here. Inhaling to reach. Exhale, we're going to pause here. Stay here. Inhaling, reaching through those fingertips. Lengthen through the sides of your body. Exhale, full release. Deep breath in, reaching. And full exhale. Last inhale here, reaching, and then exhaling back to center. Beautiful. Other side. Inhaling, the left arm reaches up and overhead. Full exhale to center. Inhaling to reach up, lengthen. Exhaling to center. Beautiful. Inhaling to reach. And then we'll stay here as you exhale. Inhale, reaching through those fingertips, opening up through the left side. Exhale, deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhaling here, last one. Exhaling back to center. Beautiful job, everyone. You can roll those shoulders out if that feels good. Give those arms a little bit of that wiggle energy. And again, we keep things nice and fluid here. If you feel anything that feels a little crunchy or a little stuck or a little stiff, I encourage you just to try to find the fluidity in that stuckness, in that energy. All right, let's go ahead and walk the feet back to about hip distance apart. Remember, hip distance is about 2 fists wide, 2 fists in between the knees here. Let's bring the hands back to the hips. And we're going to extend the right leg out in front. The heel is on the ground and we're flexing those toes back towards you. Beautiful. All right, so maybe you feel a stretch in the back of the leg and you're good right here. Keep flexing those toes and you'll feel that. Maybe you bring your hands interlaced to your thigh, inhaling to sit up nice and tall, and then exhaling as you hinge forward at the waist. And we're gonna pause here for a little bit, Just breathing into this space that we're creating. Beautiful. One more breath. And then we'll slowly begin to come all the way back up. Beautiful job. Hands come back to those hips, and we're going to find that windshield wiper movement, sliding the ankle side to side. Beautiful. Come back to center. We're going to bend the knee, squeeze the knee in towards the chest. And then we're going to find our figure 4. Ankle to the thigh, knee opens outward towards the side. Inhaling nice and tall. Exhaling to hinge at the waist. And again, we'll pause here for a little bit. Nice deep breaths to bring relaxation, to bring a sense of calm, so that our muscles can follow. One more breath here. And then we'll slowly begin to come all the way back up. Beautiful. We're going to cross one knee over, or if this isn't going to work for you today, you're just going to cross at the ankles. But we're going to walk that standing foot in so that the knees or the ankles are in line with your belly button at the center of your body here. Okay, and we're squeezing the thighs together, whether you're crossed one knee on top or at the ankles, we're bringing the knees, the thighs together. All right, let's take a deep breath in, reach the arms all the way up overhead. And then as you exhale, we're going to go ahead and bring that left arm over the right. Left arm over the right. And then you're going to either give yourself a hug here, give yourself a squeeze, reaching for anywhere along the arms, or you're going to bring the backs of the arms together, okay? Either way, we're going to lift those elbows up as we inhale, exhale to lower those elbows down. Inhale, lift the elbows up, exhale to lower. Last one here, inhaling up, exhaling to lower. Beautiful. Gently unwind those arms, and we're going to find that little bit of wiggle, that movement. Beautiful. And then just to act as a counter pose, we're going to go ahead and bring the hands either to the sides of your chair or to the back of your chair. Okay? If you can, start to walk the hands up the back of your chair. Go ahead and come to the edge of your seat, press your chest forward, arching the back. Maybe you extend through the throat and look up towards the sky. So you're pinching the shoulder blades together. You're finding this nice heart opener here. Take a couple of breaths. And then as you're ready, gently begin to unwind. Come back to center. Beautiful. We're going to uncross the legs, come back to the mountain pose. Nice and tall. Inhaling, we're going to sweep the arms all the way up. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Inhaling to reach up. Exhaling to the heart. Inhaling up. Exhaling to the heart. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and bring our hands back to our hips. Now we're going to extend that left leg out in front. The heel is on the ground and we're just flexing the toes back towards us. Option to stay here, or if you want a little bit more of that stretch, we're going to bring the hands to that thigh. Inhaling nice and tall. Exhaling to hinge at the waist and pausing here as you stay connected to your breath. One more breath here. And then we'll slowly begin to rise back up. Hands come back to the hips. We're going to find that windshield wiper move. Beautiful. We'll come back to center, bend the knee, squeeze that knee in towards the chest. And we'll come into our figure four, ankle to the thigh. You can always cross one ankle over the other. Make sure that that standing leg is still nice and supports you, so the ankle is underneath your knee, okay? It's not bent more than that or less than that 90-degree angle. All right, inhaling nice and tall. Exhaling as you hinge at the waist, and we're going to pause here again for a little bit. Nice, smooth, deep breaths. And try to keep the mind focused here. When there's not a lot of movement, when I don't guide you through so much, when we're in these pauses, it's just as much of an exercise for the brain to keep the mind focused. One more breath. And then we'll slowly begin to rise back up, uncrossing the legs, coming back to our mountain pose. Oh, I forgot. On this side, we're going to walk the feet back together, crossing the left knee on top of the right. Almost forgot our eagle pose. Let's take a deep breath in, sweep the arms all the way up. This time as you exhale, right arm comes on top of the left. Bend at the elbows, giving yourself that hug, or backs of the forearms together. Either way, we're going to inhale, lifting those elbows up. Exhaling as we lower. Inhaling to lift up. Full exhale down. Last one here. Inhaling up. Exhaling to lower. Beautiful. Slowly unwind from the arms. Finding that fluid movement, working out any knots, any little kinks there. All right, we're going to bring our hands to our chair, either the bottom of the chair or the back of the chair, pressing the heart forward, pinching that invisible pencil between the shoulder blades as you look up. And not dropping the head back completely, but there's just this lift here, this lengthening in the throat, this lifting of the forehead towards the sky. One more breath. And then gently unwind. Come back to your tall spine. Uncross the legs, coming back to your mountain pose. And again, we're just going to find that fluid movement. And we're going to be here for about a half a minute, which might seem like a long time. But just find that fluidity. Doing whatever feels good for you. Maybe you found some newfound space in your body after all that movement, all that stretching. Beautiful. All right, lovely job. All right, so we're going to end with getting into the neck a little bit. So still sitting up nice and tall, feet grounded down. We're going to drop the chin down towards the chest. Relaxing the shoulders, opening up through the back of the neck. And just letting gravity stretch through this area here. And then we'll slowly begin to rise back up. We'll drop the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Again, letting gravity do its thing. If you want a little bit extra, you can drop that left arm off the side of your chair, so your arm is acting as a little bit more weight. You could also bring the right hand to the side of the head, around where the ear is, and you're just applying the weight of your hand. You're not pulling anything, but you're just finding that spaciousness here in the side of the neck. Beautiful. So if you're here, I want you to stay here, and then just finding that wiggle room, like you're nodding yes and no. So your head is over towards that right side, and you're nodding yes and no. Beautiful. Come back to center, setting yourself up before you unwind, bringing the hands back to the thighs. All right, I feel a huge difference between the left and the right sides. I don't know about you, that was a big one. All right, let's go ahead and drop that left ear over towards the left shoulder. Okay, so we're just letting gravity do its job here. Option to stay, or drop that right arm off the edge of your chair. Option to stay here, or left hand comes to the side of the head, just acting as a little bit of weight. And feeling this all in the right neck. And then if you want, you're going to do that head nod. Beautiful. As you're ready, first you come back to that center, unwind the arms, and then bring the head back in line with the rest of the spine. Beautiful job. All right, one last little movement here, looking to the right side. Back to center, looking to the left. And then coming back to center. Beautiful. Palms down for that grounded energy, palms up for that open, receptive energy. And I invite you to bring the thumb and the first finger together, making that A-OK symbol. This hand gesture, Gyan Mudra, tapping into your focus as you close your eyes and come back to your intention. Come back to that word or phrase that you want to keep reminding yourself. And the more that we repeat the word, the more that we remember the word or phrase, the more alive it becomes. We give it life through our remembrance. Where you place your focus is where the energy goes. Beautiful. And then just coming back to your physical body, just checking in here with yourself. Notice any physical sensations. Notice any differences from when you first sat down for class until now. And then come back to your breath. Paying extra attention here to the pauses in between the inhale and the exhale. To the pauses in between the exhale and the inhale. Beautiful. Releasing your breath. We'll bring our hands together at our heart space. Closing our practice by bringing the thumbs up to the forehead in honor of kind thoughts. Thumbs to the lips in honor of kind words. And then back to your heart center, bowing your head to the wisdom of your heart, to your practice this morning. Namaste.